Welcome back, True Seeker. Out of France, we get news that the Yellow Vest protests broke into and vandalized a Masonic Lodge in Tarbes, France. And they said this happened on the 17th straight weekend of protests. Of course, the word Mason equals 17, and these protests began on the 17th of November. As for Tarbes, where the lodge was damaged, Tarbes equals 43, Masonics 43, March is 43, and I forgot to put it up here, but Lodge is also 43, just using the alphabetic order. So the Masonic Lodge in Tarbes, vandalized by the numbers, and speaking of by the numbers, from the day the protest began, November 17th, to March 9th, the Saturday that it was vandalized was the 113th day of protests. Of course, Scottish equals 113, as in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, as in the Scottish Rite Freemason Lodge being vandalized. And if you're looking down here and going, wait a minute, that's 16 weeks in one day, they said 17 straight weeks. So imagine, from the first Saturday to the second Saturday was one straight week. So this was the 17th straight week of protests. And of course, we get the news by the numbers. And as I pointed out, this thing was a Masonic ritual in tribute to the Scottish Rite from the beginning. Just in case you've missed my prior videos on the Yellow Vest movement, let's go back and look at this. They said the Arc de Triomphe was vandalized December 1st, 2018. And I showed how from the inauguration date to the destruction date was 66,600 days later, 666. Arc de Triomphe equals 216, the product of 6 times 6 times 6. 666 is the 36th triangular number. The inauguration was in 36. And 666 is the number of the beast. France and beast have the Gematria 47, reminding of the 47 degrees on the Masonic compass. For the record, a Scottish Rite Freemason from France, L'Enfant, he laid out the design of Washington, D.C., where everything's coded 47, as I've covered a million times. The Masonic Royal Arch also carries the Gematria 47, very important number to Freemasonry. The thing about November 17th, the date the protest began, that was a date with 66 numerology. Number of the beast equals 66. Just like the words, here is wisdom, the opening words of the verse about learning about the number of the beast, 666. But with regards to November 17th, 11 times 17 is the prime factorization of 187. Paris, France equals 187. Also, the number 1117 is the 187th prime number. If you go to Number Empire and you type in 1117, look up, you'll see that it's the 187th prime. So November 17th, the day the protest began in Paris, France, which equals 187. And again, very special number to Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Their full title is Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which equals 187. And now we get this ritual with the damage at the Scottish Rite Masonic Lodge on the 113th day of the protests. And on Twitter, we get a shot of a police officer standing in the lodge. And of course, police worldwide are controlled by Masonry. So, looks like a contrived scene to me. A few chairs tipped over, a few desks tipped over. No real damage to the significant symbols within the lodge. The things on the walls aren't destroyed. The checkerboard's not damaged. The pentagram's fine. You know, this looks like completely contrived news, which is what Masonry, which controls police and government, do every single day. Contrived news, the latest distraction, the latest thing to talk about. And France's interior minister, he put out a tweet saying, after the Jews, the Freemasons. And of course, Freemasonry is based in Jewish mysticism, which is Kabbalah. And of course, both groups have a lot of influence on media and government worldwide. So want to send a thank you to Mark T for tipping me off to this story. Just more proof of what we already knew, that this entire Yellow Vest movement is all Freemasonry. It's all controlled opposition. It's all by the code. It's why it began November 17th. And again, it's why you get this story on this day. With regards to March 9th, the other thing I should point out is that when you turn the alphabetic order around and use the rules of numerology, Masonry's 39, so is secrecy. We just talked about the story today with the female police officer who was killed in France. If you missed that video, check it out. It's another Masonic ritual. We'll leave it there for now. Until next time.